Alright, hello everyone. Live video. What I'm going to have to do is put you down there though, because apparently in Perth now it's frowned upon to do a live video whilst you're driving and using the phone. So, alright, I've got a bit of a crooked throat, I apologise. So, what I want to do though is a Forex update. So, I haven't had a chance to go on the computer and get the charts going. Just reversing out the driveway. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It's pretty bloody hot in Perth as well, and it's going to be hot for a few more days too. So if you're like me and you're allergic to the sun, because I'm a redhead, so I'm allergic to the sun pretty much, just stay safe. Now, alright, Aussie New Zealand dollar. So I sold this pair yesterday. What I really liked about this, you might be thinking, I've had some comments from people on LinkedIn and whatnot, because I post a lot. Like, I share a lot of stuff on social media and everything like that. And I think it was to do with the pound yen. He was like, he didn't like me selling the lows. So, but I'm a trend trader, so that's sort of what I do, but okay. Anyway, so back to it, Aussie Kiwi. Now, if you bring the 4-hour chart up, you'll see I pretty much sold where, on the 4-hour chart yesterday when it was, when it closed quite bearish. And closing quite bearish is closing near its lows, and that's what it did. So I sold it there, and there was a lot of space to the left. If you look at the daily, and it's very significant from a market psychology standpoint. So if you just, I want to try and put my thesis together, because obviously my system doesn't have a great win rate, but what it really does is it allows you, if you're strict and disciplined, you want to capture those runners. That's what it is. It's not a gunner system. A gunner system is like a 1 or even less. You need a higher win rate. Like, I'm not even at 60%. I'm sort of like 58% or even less currently. And it has been a little difficult because the market hasn't really, it hasn't offered too much in regards to like genuine runners. So what that means is, the pound yen buy trade, that was just better than break even, and there's been a few others as well. Like there was gold, and then there was, I think I went long on the Aussie dollar, and I think twice. So one time short Aussie dollar, and then I might have gone short again. Sorry, now I'm short for a third time. In the middle of all that, I might have been, no, I never went long. I don't think I went long. So, because when it did break a little bit on weak RBA commentary, I didn't take it. So, look, you look at the Aussie Kiwi chart on the 4-hour. Now, early this morning, the 7th, it bounced quite aggressively. So I woke up to this. It's my birthday today, and I woke up to it, and I turn the internet on after I wake up, and there's a flood of notifications everywhere. That's what I'm used to do. That's what a trader's life's all about, really. My FX book, from this, Forex Live. I'm also in a chat for US stocks and all this sort of stuff as well. But my real true love is Forex though. So if you're thinking to yourself like, Scott, you do all this, really, honestly, it's Forex, This is always entertaining because it's that time of day when everyone's sort of coming and going. So I'm going to make a video, it's fun. You can hear Scott enjoy the traffic's not that bad, really, honestly, in Perth. It's sort of, you're going north to south, this time of the day, it's probably going to be a little painful, but not as bad as, the major cities, really. I mean, Perth's a little more peace and quiet. But anyway, so the Aussie Kiwi bounce took me out. So, and the problem with this trade was that I was like, man, this is something sweet. And I had some expectations, so it stung a little bit, and I was a little frazzled. And I'm like, the Aussie dollar is still weak. The Kiwi, against the US dollar didn't seem to like be that much stronger. But there was a little bit there, but not really. It was like, wow, it bounced. But these things happen, guys. So if you're in trade, and that's why it's very important with risk management. Now, the Aussie dollar trade is a little more than 2%, I noticed, but I'm just going to sort of keep it in play. Like, I just won't be able to take any more trades. So I'm pound yen. I'm still short pound yen from a couple of days ago, I think from the 5th. So that's still in play there. I'm targeting low 141 sort of region as a potential take profit. I'm probably going to keep talking until I have to work, so this is going to go for a little while. Is it still going? It's still going. I didn't touch the phone like that. What are you guys seeing? The top of the roof. It's a Toyota Orion. Used to have a Golf R, actually. That was fun. But I mean, look, I'm really glad I actually got this car and I downgraded, and there's some more money there to deploy with trading and work for me instead of a depreciating asset. I'm all about having fun with cars, though, and I'm sort of, growing out of that nearly. Like, I just have no desire to sort of, want to have a car and be an idiot with it. So, I mean, it was fun, though. Anyway, so, shiver me timbers. We're talking pound yen, Aussie dollar. Now, the Aussie dollar, I waited on this. It was just, I was conflicted. So I sold it at pretty much flat 71. I think it was 70.98 was the exact entry on the Mex and the Oanda account. 2% risk on Oanda, just slightly over. I think it was like 2.5% on the Mex account. So it's difficult with such a small trading account, though, guys. So you've got to be aware of that. Like, if you've got like $1,000 and that's what I'm, put in. But I really, I don't want to take money out of the Oanda account either. So it's sort of like, the rules sort of did stipulate 2%, to be honest. But I'm not exceeding like over 6% floating on old trades. So I'm just not going to take any more trades, to be honest. There's always interesting that's going on here. Always interesting. Could even say entertaining. So yeah, so Aussie US dollar. Now 71.30 odd was a key support zone. Now I wanted to wait for the daily candle to close and see what I wanted to do. Because the main reason is there's chatter from the RBA about lowering interest rates, which is pretty significant. That's very significant. They do that. That really means that people are going to see that as a weakness. They're getting less return on their money. And the US dollar right now is a little bit stronger against quite a few pairs. So that was my sort of thesis as well. I remember I was mid-nap before work this afternoon. It was like 1 o'clock when I did sell it. And I said to myself, well, I had all this in my mind. I'm like, yeah, this is fine. And I did sell. So that was after the daily candle closed, though. So that's an important thing to take into consideration. But other than that, trade-wise, like I was talking about USD CAD as a short. That's off now. So overall, it seems, this is Thursday. That's great. That's great. I thought, man, I'm like a day behind for some reason. It's Thursday. That's good. So US is a bit stronger, the US dollar, so against quite a lot of the pairs. So now USD Swiss has made a nice run as well and is a potential breakout. So I would say, I'm not in a position really to take trade. When you are risking, capital, you want to ask yourself, am I willing to sort of lose all this? And I sort of have to think and say, look, am I willing to go down 6%? It would be more than that. If everything went against me for some reason, I've already taken a 2% hit on the Oanda account, the Mex account. So I'm like, well, I'm like 1% down on the Mex because I was 1% up from winning trades and things like that this month. So, but I don't want to go down. So I'm probably not. Things are going to have to really move my favor in regards to like the Aussie dollar or the pound yen before. That's just me, though. That's my sort of conservative, trading style. And gold looks to be weaker as well. So I am interested by that because the Aussie dollar is weakened too. So now, obviously, that's a correlating type trade. So you want to be, wary of that a little bit. But I'm rambling on here a little bit. I'm just thinking to myself, the pound is interesting with the Brexit thing still, very dynamic. So I don't know if I want to short the pound US just in case. You don't know. Like it's so headline driven, and with my stops, they're not like ultra wide because I need progress. I need monthly progress with the prop firm and things like that. So I can't sort of have these massive wide stops in ultra long term. I don't have the capital at my disposal to sort of have that going. Like I need, growth of the account. So I mean, long term, it's hard to say, like, you know what, where the pound will go, though. Like, will it be, long term? I think long term, you got to say it's bullish. I mean, right now, it's very unpredictable, and it's hard to sort of read the situation. Medium to short term, well, it's bad for the pound because the EU don't really want to renegotiate, and the Parliament are like, well, they don't want to bar of it at all with the current sort of deal. So it's like a stalemate. There's not enough time to do another referendum. They have to leave. It's like, I think they have to leave. I'm not even sure. It's so crazy. It's just like, man, what are you guys doing? It's very dynamic. So I don't really want to go in and like short the pound when I'm short pound yen as well. So I'm sort of like on the sidelines with that. Gold, I mean, look, gold, I might actually think about selling if I had to do something, but I don't. Like, I just want to see how tonight unfolds, and then I'll go from there. It'd be really nice to see the Aussie dollar like go well low, like 68 cents, and just, it's been a little painful. It has. Like, at one point on the prop firm account, I was up unrealized 4%, But you got to say to yourself, who knows where the pound yen long was going to go? And I had another open position. It was on gold as well, and like my back testing, that gives good results, suggests that. It says trend trading is very much against the natural instincts that we're taught. Like, if there's money on the table, you take the money on the table. But the thing with trend trading is, the whole thing is you don't know how far things are going to go. And typically, they can just keep running. And that's those great trades. But, I mean, there's just nothing really been on offer now. I'm thinking I might have a modified strict take profit in place. And, with my entries, am I happy with the entries? Most of the time I am. Like, I would say that I'm more happy than not happy with them. So, what else was going on? I think in the Facebook chat group I'm in with Sunny, I think a few of you guys do watch this. There was the euro yen was discussed on the daily. There was a upward trend line in play, and I like those too. I was in a forum with Walter Peters, and he's big on that as well. So someone's calling me. I'm gonna have to take this. It's private. Let's take it. Come on, man. It was a private number. I wanted to take it. I think I'm on some sort of database for scammers, because way back when in 2015, I clicked this thing about the Aussie method. It was like a binary options thing. It was just online. Like, it just popped up, and I entered my details. And from then on, I've been, and I saw the scamming is rampant though. Like, this woman in I don't know if it was Kalgoorlie. She was fleeced to $300,000 because she bought into this fake gold mine thing. And I'm like, how? I don't understand. Would you transfer? They must transfer the money. And I'm like, how do you? The thing is, scams are always going to exist because people are like that. Like, they're just, oh no, the best one was this woman. It was like $450 odd thousand. It was like a dating thing, and it was to do with the Dubai property scam, and she got manipulated. It's like, people stop this. This is crazy. But anyway, that would have been someone. It was from first class wealth creation or something, and it's bad because it's either a private number or it's like an 03 number. And what they do is they're not calling from Sydney. I think 03 is the area code for Sydney, and Melbourne's 02, I believe. Might be the other way around, I don't know. So they call, and you're like, okay, it's like an Aussie number, but it's not. Someone from Australia. They just change the number. And you're like, what is this? And then recently it's been a lot of those. Now it's the private numbers. So, but the thing is, my employer calls from a private number as well, though. So I'm like, I just pick up, and I enjoy it. I'm like, I have no regard for them as human beings, If you're trying to scam me like that, I know. And it's bad because there's a long pause, because it's a connection, because they're calling from an international thing. You're like, hello. You say hello like 5 times, and they're like, hello. And I just play around with them, and but they have no idea, and they're like, we've seen you're interested in trading, and it's like, come on, mate, just sell me the product. They're terrible salespeople, though. You know, like, if you're going to scam me, at least be good at it, but they're terrible. So it's like, geez, man. Take pride in what you do. If you're going to be a scammer, a shitty phone salesperson, do it well, though. You degenerates. Anyway, so that's the rant. But I just don't want to reach down and stop recording because, you know, I don't want a $400 fine, though, so I'm going to continue on with my rambling. What is this car? This is an interesting looking vehicle. This is a nice black Ferrari. I think it looks like a 458 to me. No, it's not. Man, I'm really off with that. It's an Aston Martin, actually. Wow, I'm glad people who don't like cars watch this, because that was sort of blasphemy when I said it's a 458. It was hard to tell. I'm driving, you know, I can't, you know. Anyway, we're nearly at work. My voice hurts. But yeah, gold short is something I look for. I've seen a few things on LinkedIn about going down to 1280. It's something interesting. It seems the America situation is a bit more settled, so the gold rally has sort of dissipated somewhat. So 1280 is something I'll be looking to get to, and that's about it. I'm going to end the recording soon. It's a little windy right now. Getting a little wind sweat. Very wind sweat. Is the gate not working? Oh. Don't follow my car, man. Don't do that. Ignore that hoe.